Hey, a freedom fighter, just jumping in quickly to give you a quick tip, something that you can implement right now, today, to start getting some wins in your recovery. So obviously recovery is a big journey, but this was a bit of a game changer for me and certainly works with a lot of my clients. If you know anything about habit change, it's not just about implementing new behaviors. One of the best ways to get a new behavior to cement itself really quickly is to attach a high degree of pleasure to the behavior. So we usually use food as a reward for good behavior, and obviously we can't do that. And I wouldn't recommend using booze either. But so, what do you do if you're trying to recover from an eating disorder? Now, one of the toughest things that I certainly struggled with, and I know many of my clients struggle with, is getting through the urge to binge. So, once you really are able to listen to your tummy, you can tell that it's full, you know that you've eaten enough, but there's this lingering, nagging dissatisfaction. And that's either just kind of a low grade, relentless, bothering you all day dissatisfaction, or it's a very powerful urge to binge where you kind of, your whole body comes alive and it's ready to just eat everything that's available to it in the fastest possible time. Regardless of which one you're going through, the minute you recognize, oh, I'm struggling with a binge urge right now. The I'm full, I can feel it, but I still want to eat. That's a binge urge. And the minute you recognize it, your job is to get through it. Now, it's going to be a lot easier to get through it if there's a reward on the other side of it. All it is an urge. You don't have to act on it. So I want to help you sit with that discomfort, the mental discomfort and the physical discomfort of a binge urge. And the way you're going to do that is follows. You're going to open a little bank account, a little separate. What I love about banking these days is that you can create a new account, a new little savings account in any one of your banking accounts. It's super easy to do. It doesn't cost any money in most instances. It's just a separate little area where you put some savings. Open a little one called Bingebusters, or in your case, if it's purging that you're trying to stop doing, if you don't really have a problem with overeating, it's just about trying to get through the urge to purge everything that's in your system, then create a Bingebusters account. And what I want you to do is every time you notice that you want to binge or to purge, and you are able to get through that urge until it dissipates, I want you to put 5 or 10 euro or whatever your currency of choice, $5 or $10, or if it's 25 Rand or 50 Rand, put that into your Bingebusters account. Now, not everybody's going to be inspired by saving money. It's something that I enjoy doing. I get a real kick out of it. But most people, if you don't like saving money, then you're probably a spender. So what I want you to know is that this money that you start clocking up in your binge/purge busters account, not only have you literally saved it, because the definition of bulimia requires that you have binged and then in some way you try and get rid of that binge, whether you're throwing it up or using laxatives or exercising yourself into a small coma to get the calories off. Ultimately, it becomes wasted food, which is wasted money, right? So it's really important to acknowledge that you've actually saved yourself some cash. If you're a saver, just doing that alone will give you a really high reward system in your brain. But if you're somebody who likes spending, there's good news for you too. Because at the end of every month or the end of every 3 months, you get to take all of that money that you've saved. And for some people, that's going to be quite a considerable amount of money. If you've been binging and purging up to 7 or 8 times a day, heaven forbid, then that becomes a considerable amount of cash that you've literally saved by not doing that behavior. And at the end of the month, you get to go and spend it on you. Please don't make this about saving for one of your children's, university funds or saving the whales. No, this is about you. I want it to be frivolous and fun. Buy something for yourself as a celebration of every single time you did something that was really difficult. Now, the important piece of this is do not please take money out of that fund to punish yourself if you do binge and purge. This is about wiring in the good behavior. It's classic puppy training, right? You want to train a puppy. You don't want to punish it every time it does something wrong. You want to reward it every time it does something right. And that works every single time. P.S. Works with your husbands too. Just saying. So create your Binge Busters count today. And as you notice those urges to binge come, I know you can get through them. All it is a binge. You don't have to give into it. And I know how hard that is. And because it's hard to do, you're going to reward yourself when you do it. And this was so effective for me, and it's going to be hugely effective for you. So create your Binge Busters account, start saving for something really freaking awesomely cool that's only for you and super something that you really, really, really want. And then allow that money to clock up and clock up. And every time you look at that Binge Busters account, it's evidence that you are practicing a new behavior. No matter what else is going on in your life and how many times you might have failed, every time you win, I want you to reward yourself for it. It's a powerful way to get that habit to stick. I also want you to know that every time you get through that mental and physical urge to binge or purge, you're actually wiring that into your brain, and it will get easier. You'll get fewer urges and they won't be as strong. Okay, so this is a super cool quick tip. Please do it straight away, and do not punish yourself by not allowing yourself to reward yourself for the good behavior. You can't get out of an eating disorder through punishment. The only way through is love. I know it sounds cheesy, but bear with me. Right, that's it for today. Go get that thing done, and I'd love to hear how it goes. Reply to me, let me know, get hold of me, and tell me how it's working for you.